All right, let's talk about a Seattle Seahawks team that returned to the playoffs last year. They always seem to be competitive. It was supposed to be a period of transition in 2018, but John Schneider, Pete Carroll, they always turn out competitive teams. I think that transition continues into 2019, but history shows us we should never write off the Seattle Seahawks. In the offseason, they made Russell Wilson the highest paid quarterback in NFL history, but he has new weapons to work with. Doug Baldwin retired in the offseason, so now we're looking at consistent week-to-week production has to come from Tyler Lockett, from David Moore, from DK Metcalf, that giant-sized rookie wide receiver. But maybe the Seahawks run the football a little bit more. Chris Carson behind a line that actually excels in run blocking and struggles a bit more when they're pass blocking, led by Dwayne Brown. But Chris Carson was the first 1,000-yard rusher in Seattle since Marshawn Lynch in 2014. The Seahawks also expect more from Rashad Penny in his second year. So maybe a bit more ground attack. They like to run the football in Seattle, even with the highest paid quarterback in this game's history. Defensively, all starts with Bobby Wagner for me, the best middle linebacker in the NFL. If they get KJ Wright back for an entire season, they're set at linebacker. I worry about the pass rush, though. Traded away Frank Clark. Jerron Reed is suspended for the first 6 games of the season. And Ziggy Ansah, can we really rely on Ziggy Ansah to get the job done anymore as a pass rusher? He's got to show that he can be consistent and stay healthy. Bradley McDougall is the best player in a new look secondary. And so there's a lot more question marks on the defensive side of the ball, but also questions at receiver. So I'm not fully committed to these Seattle Seahawks, but the reason I would say they're in the mix as a wild card team is just the Pete Carroll and John Schneider factor. They always turn out teams that are in the mix. So that's where I am with the Seahawks. Not completely convinced, but they won't be far away. For more on the Seahawks and the rest of the NFL, check out my Gridiron Annual Bookazine.